Did I mess this up? There we go. All right, are we ready to proceed? I don't see the attorneys now. I see both defendants.
Hey, Attorney Barton. Are you taking care of Mr. Anderson or Mr. Agnew? Either one of those?
Yes, I can. Absolutely.
Thank you, sir. So for Agnew, the people, do you want me to actually put my name on the record, Your Honor?
Wait a minute, I don't see a Mr. Agnew, and so if you all are gonna discuss the offer,
Okay.
you need to do that in breakout.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. Madam Court Reporter, can I be put in a breakout room with just Attorney Barton for a brief moment, please?
And just so you know, Mr. Rosenthal, Mr. Anderson is here and you can provide.
Hold on, Mr. Fikens, somebody needs to let Mr. Agnew know I am not going to address him while he is in his bed. That is disrespectful.
Yeah, I'll speak to him. Sorry about that, Your Honor. Thank you. Sorry about that.
And maybe, and I'm sorry, Judge, if I may interrupt. Mr. Barton, if you could go back with Mr. Agnew and Mr. Anderson and work out something with Mr. Rosenthal. Both those gentlemen want to work things out.
I got you covered. Not a problem. Your Honor, if you'll give us a brief moment, we apologize.
Absolutely. Mr. Fikens, are you able to turn on your camera and do Ashford and Andrews?
Yes, Judge. I'm sorry.
Right, thank you. No problem. 36th District Court is now in session. I am ready to proceed. Mr. Fikens, who do you have up first?
Judge, we can do Miss Aisha Ashford first, Judge. She appears on the morning docket on page 4, about 2/3 of the way down the sheet.
All right, thank you. I have it. I have the following matters for Ms. Ashford. I have SP 120-2763, counts 1 and 2. Ms. Ashford, please state your name.
Aisha Ashford.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
All right, Mr. Fikens, how are we proceeding?
Thank you, Your Honor. This is the date and time set for arraignment. My client first wants to apologize for showing up this morning late. So we do apologize for that. We had other matters going on, which I won't get into right now, but they weren't significant. And so we apologize for that. As to the nature of the case, Judge, my client, it is an arraignment. She does wish to resolve the matter. The recommendation is that in exchange for her plea of responsible to speeding, the court would limit that to limited access 1 to 5 and dismiss the other matter today.
All right, wonderful. Is that your understanding, Ms. Ashford?
Yes.
Thank you. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth and nothing but the truth? So help you God.
Yes.
Thank you. You may place your hand down. Mr. Fikens, I'll have you proceed. Miss Mack, while he's doing that, please look up the fine for 11 to 15 miles per hour over the speed limit. You may proceed, Mr. Fikens.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ma'am, you understand that in these matters, you have a right to a trial and formal hearing, correct?
Yes.
And you wish to waive that right and enter a plea of responsible on one of the matters today, correct?
Yes.
Are you doing so freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
Has anyone forced you into doing this or promised you anything to get you to plead responsible today?
No.
Your Honor, I'm satisfied as to her constitutional waiver. May I do a factual basis?
Yes, you may.
Ma'am, at the date and time of this citation, were you operating a motor vehicle in the city of Detroit?
Yes.
And were you speeding 11:15 over the speed limit?
Yes.
I'm satisfied, Your Honor, as to the factual basis.
I'm satisfied as well. I'll accept your plea of responsible. I'm amending the charge to limited access 1 to 5 miles over the speed limit. I'm dismissing the remaining misdemeanor with a stipulation of probable cause.
Defendant would so stipulate to probable cause, Your Honor.
That matter is dismissed. I'm going to assess the statutory fine for the civil infraction. Ms. Mack, do you have that fine for me?
$150.
All right, Ms. Ashford, you'll have to pay $150, and you have to get it paid on or before January 27th, 2022 at 10:30 a.m. If for some reason you don't get it paid, you have to come back on the docket. If you get it paid, no problem, okay?
Okay.
All right,
And-
thank you for your patience.
Thank you, Your Honor. We appreciate that.
All right, thank you. All right, are you ready on, you're free to leave, Miss Ashford. All right, are we ready on Mr. Andrews?
We are, Your Honor.
All right, let's do Mr. Andrews, SP 1208873, counts 1 and 2.
Your Honor, Robert Fikens on behalf of Mr. Andrews. Sir, state your name for the record.
Where's Mr. Andrews? He disappeared.
You disappeared, Judge.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. Hello? How you
Yes,
doing, Your
there
Honor?
he is. All right, state your name, Mr. Andrews.
Anthony B. Andrews. How you doing today, Your Honor?
I'm doing well, sir. How are you?
I'm doing good.
That's good. All right, Mr. Fikens, what do you have for me?
Judge, this is the date and time set for arraignment. I spoke to my client about the charges. We received an offer from the people. My client does wish to consider that offer, although there are some questions that need to be answered. I recommended that maybe he needs to answer those questions for himself before we get involved in taking a plea. So at this point in time, Judge, I would, I guess, to keep this thing going, maybe we can either set it for a pretrial or a bench trial if it's in the court's, if that would be acceptable to the court.
So, Mr. Fikens, does the people's offer include him taking some type of class?
It didn't, but those are things that, we talked about that might be something that the court might have to consider.
All
This
right.
is, if I may, Your Honor, this is for Mr. Anderson.
Yes,
Andrews,
no,
Mr.
no, no, Mr. Andrews, Anthony
Andrews.
Andrews.
Okay. Yeah, it's at your discretion, Your Honor. I kept the spectator and the dismissal of the other, and then at your discretion if you do want a course taken as well.
All right, so this is your plea. I'm just asking a few questions.
Mhm.
Did Mr. Andrews have a good driving record and all that good stuff prior to?
I checked it, but I did not. I'd have to go back down off the top of my memory, Your Honor. I don't want to put anything, on the
Okay.
record that I'm not sure of.
Let me ask Ms. Mack, can you see if Mr. Andrews has any other outstanding matters at 36th District Court?
Okay, I sure will.
And Judge,
All
those are, and I'm sorry to interrupt, Judge, those are the questions that I had, because it's a drag racing spectator, not a drag racing
Mhm.
doer, that changes the focus a little bit. And I don't know what his driving record is. Quite frankly, I didn't ask him, but certainly that'd be an operative fact that we should take a look at in order to determine
Yes.
whether or not to take a plea.
Well, I'm asking those questions because both of his charges, one open alcohol passenger, so he wasn't the driver, but you still can't have it as a passenger. And then drag racing, which is a no-no. He was not actively drag racing, but he was a spectator, which I wish we had the video where we can show where people have died as spectators during drag racing right here in the city of Detroit. And so that's why I want to know, does he have some other things here at 36th District Court? Did you offer a delayed sentence?
He did not, Judge, but I would certainly recommend that if that were offered on the drag racing spectator.
Unfortunately, Your Honor, for the spectator, we can't offer anything but that. That's why I did dismiss the open alcohol, because with those charges as well as the drag racing, the city of Detroit, we're kind of taking those to trial as well as the spectator because the ongoing issues in the city, Your Honor.
Absolutely, absolutely. I've seen it firsthand. How old are you, Mr. Andrews?
22, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Miss Matt?
Yes, ma'am. I did locate Mr. Andrews' record here at 36th District Court. He does have one other ticket with 3 counts on it that he has a court date of February the 9th, I believe, in courtroom 218. And it's for disregard red signal, no proof of insurance, and no valid registration.
All right, Mr. Fikens, Mr. Rosenthal, how do you all want to proceed? Because wouldn't you want to put all of those together, Mr. Fikens?
I sure would, Judge. And I just want to say that the offer from the city is fair. If we can resolve all these matters, I don't know if he wants to consider height at this point, because he seems like a
He's
pretty
22 years
conscientious young man.
old.
And sometimes 22-year-olds make some dumb decisions, and he's been nodding along with that maybe he didn't make the best decision in the world. And that woman who's on his shoulder probably is agreeing with me too, Judge, that he probably could have made better decisions. So perhaps, Judge, if we could get a short adjournment on this to put it all together so I could talk to him about HIDA or
All
and
right.
I don't
Are
know
you
if we
able to
need to-
do that today, Mr. Fikens? I don't know.
if the court is willing, we have to pull up those other two cases. We might be better served by putting it off to another day, but I leave that to the court's discretion.
And if I may, Your Honor, and Attorney Fikens, it might be best if we do push it out and maybe have a class for the defensive driving course with the other outstanding tickets, Your Honor. That would give us more of, more of a, we'd be more inclined to maybe give a different offer with that course with the remaining balance that we don't have on the docket today, Your Honor.
All right, very good. That's
Thank
what
you.
I'd like to do. And so, Miss Mack, thank you so much for finding those other three matters. I'd like to put everything on. I'll set these two for pretrial. I will put everything together, and then Mr. Fikens, you all can work something out.
Yes.
Mr. Fikens, I'd like to put it on for a Thursday or a Friday.
Yes, Your Honor. I would
Let me
too.
see. Let's put it out. Can we do 1 week? Can we do
Yes.
it on the 21st?
The
Mr.
21st.
Rosenthal?
Yes, Your Honor. It's not set for bench trial, correct? We're doing a pre-trial just to get everything. That's totally fine as long as the defendant, he can take the course, just show us it's a 6-hour course, show us the certification, then we can move along, Your Honor.
He's 22 years old and his mother's right there on the screen. He's gonna take that class because it's on the computer. And yes, ma'am, and it's not even a long class, but it's a
No.
defensive driving class. So he's gonna get it done right. And if you
Yes,
need a
ma'am.
belt, just call me up and let me know. I have several for my 31-year-old and for my 25-year-old, if you need one, okay? All right,
Yes, ma'am.
so he'll get that class done before the 21st of January.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
All right,
ma'am.
you get this behind you. So I'm gonna schedule this for a pre-trial, Mr. Fikens, January 21st. This, along with the other three matters that he has, will be scheduled for January 21st, 2022. And Mr. Fikens, that is a Friday, so he can come at 8:30.
Yes, Judge.
Yeah, no, he should come at 9 o'clock because we do our specialty court first.
Correct, Judge.
So he can come at, Mr. Andrews, did you hear me say 9 o'clock?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes,
because you know you
ma'am.
came
On the
to my courtroom
21st.
late
Yes,
today.
yes, ma'am.
right.
I sure do.
All right,
21st, 9 o'clock. I will be there. 8:30.
yes, sir.
9 o'clock.
All right, and Mr. Fikens will be here as
Yes.
attorney, and Mr. Rosenthal will be the prosecutor, and so you all can work together for this 22-year-old.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, very good. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for coming back. I'll see you next week, Friday, okay?
Yes,
Thank you very
ma'am.
much.
All right, very good. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
All right. Are we ready on anything else?
Let me,
Judge, excuse me,
Yes.
please. Can you instruct Mr. Agnew to accept the breakout room?
Mr. Agnew, accept the invitation to the breakout room so that your case can be discussed with an attorney.
Hello?
Mr. Agnew, you're going to get an invitation to a breakout room. Please accept the invitation.
I guess he did get it.
Did he do it?
It appears so,
Yes,
Judge.
thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, Mr. Fikes, nothing else is ready to go?
No. Go ahead, Mr. Rosenthal.
Yeah, Your Honor, I had, because Attorney Fikens was in a breakout room with the other two individuals, Attorney Barton went in a breakout room with them. I relayed the offers to him. We're just waiting on to see if they will plea or if we're going to take the issues to trial. I'm pretty sure they want to work it out. I just can't speak for them right now, Your Honor.
All right, wonderful.
That's
And I-
my understanding.
And I think, I don't know, did Mr. Amos come in? Dwight Amos?
He did not.
He didn't. If you want, Your Honor, you could, unless you want to give the individual more time, you could call that, if you would like.
No, I'm calling it. Thank you so much.
Mhm.
Let's do it. I'm ready on Dwight Amos. I have case number U 735-71011, SP 110-89802, SP 113-02033, and case number SP 118-36671. All of these matters were scheduled for trial for Mr. Amos. Mr. Ficus, do you know where your client is?
I do not, Your Honor.
All right, I'm satisfied. I've given him an entire hour to appear, almost 9 minutes shy of an hour to appear for trial. Capias will issue. And as to each one of these matters, the bond is going to be set at $50 cash or surety. He's had several encounters with the court. He's had every opportunity to appear. He's aware that he needs to appear. Am I correct that one of his charges is entering without the owner's permission, which is also another issue that we have in the city of Detroit? And so I am issuing a bond as to all of these matters, $50 cash or surety.
Yes, Your
All
Honor.
right. And so then we just have Agnew and Anderson.
Correct, Your Honor.
All right. Let's do it. Thank you all for working with me.
Mhm.
Thank you, Judge.
And we have already staffed for Thursday.
Yes,
We are in good shape.
We're good, Your Honor. We got some trials Friday.
We have some trials, a lot of them.
On Friday, yes.
I know, it's a horrible day at 1:30 too, right?
I believe, I'm gonna check again, because I checked just on the 36th.
I'm trying to find an alternative trial
Oh, yeah.
date at 1:30,
You're-
but
You're doing
I
what you can,
don't
Your
know.
Honor.
I'm entertaining some things, some thoughts.
We're working with it.
Okay,
But I'll let you know right now, Your Honor. I'm looking up the court schedule,
okay.
unless you would like me to wait.
No, you're good.
12,
I'm ready to.
let's see. Yeah, so it looks like for the 14th, trying to pay, all right, wait, I didn't do it right. Here we go. There we go, yep. Yeah, so, yeah, we have formal hearings and trials, Your Honor. It looks like one formal hearing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and looks like 8 trials, Your Honor. 8 individuals, different counts, various counts. I'm not positive if they all will go, but some of them are. We got U tickets in there. That will definitely have to be addressed. So we'll roll with it. It looks like it's scheduled. They are, Your Honor. They're all scheduled for 1:30.
Okay.
Except
good.
for, absolutely, Your Honor. And the formal hearings 1:30 as well. We'll get through it.
Very ambitious, right? I guess.
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
We'll get through it.
And
And as of right now, Your Honor, it looks like 2 weeks from now, you have no trials. I was surprised to see on the 26th. I don't know if that will change.
All on the 28th.
Yeah. I just checked. I was kind of surprised to see that, but it doesn't mean we don't have our normal day-to-day.
Okay.
Your
But
Honor,
we'll-
just so you know, that week, I'll be working that Monday, that week of the 27th, 26th, 25th. But the rest of the week I'll be out.
Okay.
So the 28th, I will not be here if that is a problem.
Okay. All right.
But I'll be more formal about it. I'll let you know exactly what days I'll be out.
Okay, wonderful. Officer Peacock, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. What case are you here on?
Eugene Anderson.
All right. Hopefully they're gonna get Mr. Anderson in here in just a minute, okay?
Okay, I'll be sitting right here waiting.
All right, thank you.
Hey, Your Honor, I was muted. I'm sorry. Thank you, Officer Peacock, for showing up. Your Honor, the counts for Officer Peacock looks like there is valid documentation, so the people won't be moving forward with those counts. However, for Officer Bennett, who did check in, there is one count that we're moving forward on. I'm just waiting to hear back from Attorney Barton.
Okay, so you said on Anderson, you're moving to dismiss all of those?
Not all of them, Your Honor. Officer Peacock's, if we can dismiss Officer Peacock, I don't know if you want to wait until we do call the case. I'm just letting you know, Your Honor, that we're not going to proceed on her counts because there is valid documentation from my understanding for those counts.
Okay, if we can release her, if you
Yeah.
want to do that. But Officer Peacock, let me just have you place your name on the record and your badge number so they know you were here.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you, Your Honor.
Officer Latoya Peacock, badge 3946.
All right, thank you, ma'am. It looks like
Thank
your
you. Y'all
three
have a great
matters are
day.
going to be dismissed. All right, you too.
Awesome. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Officer Peacock.
No problem. Happy New Year, dear boy.
Happy
Thank
New
you.
Year.
All right, Mr. Barton, what do you have ready for me?
We're ready right now, Your Honor, for Mr. Anderson and Mr. Agnew.
All right, Mr. Anderson isn't driving, is he?
He was
No, man.
not at the time, so
Yeah, he is moving. That car is
No,
moving. I don't know if he's driving it.
I'm right here parking in my kid's school. That's all. I'm right here. I'm
no,
parking.
he just had to make a move. Your
So
Honor.
that
Yeah,
means
yeah,
you're
yeah.
driving it.
I'm not driving now.
Pull over and
You're not driving now. There you go.
Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Let's call your cases. Let's do it. I have the following: SP 119-8443, counts 1, 2, and 3. Case number SP 120-3944, counts 1 and 2. And case number SP 120-3925, counts 1 and 2. Counts, Mr. Anderson, state your full name for me.
Eugene Anderson.
All right. Good afternoon to you, sir.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
All right. Counsel, how are we proceeding?
Yes, good afternoon, Your Honor. Today is the day set in time for trial. However, the people have made an offer to Mr. Anderson of which he'd like to avail himself to plead to a civil infraction of improper equipment, and the other charges would be dismissed, Your Honor.
All right. All of the other charges?
That is correct, Your Honor. And he's been made aware of his rights as far as taking a plea. He knows he's giving up his right to a jury trial or a bench trial. Witnesses testify for or against him, and he gives up his right to an appeal, Your Honor. So he has been made aware.
All right. Thank you so much. Mr. Anderson, please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth and nothing but the truth? So help you God.
I do.
Thank you. Ms. Mack, please prepare to tell me the fine for improper equipment once Mr. Barton is finished with his client. You may proceed, Mr. Barton.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, I'm going to ask Mr. Anderson, on the date and time referencing the ticket, that the judge referenced at the beginning of the case, can you tell us, were you in fact driving in the city of Detroit, county of Wayne?
Yes.
And at that time, were you in fact driving a vehicle that had improper equipment?
Yes.
And you were stopped by an officer and ticketed for that, correct?
Yes.
Your Honor, would that satisfy the court?
I'm satisfied. I'm accepting your plea of responsible. I am going to dismiss all of the remaining matters that are before me on today. And the statutory fine will be assessed for the improper equipment. What is that fine, Ms. Mack?
$120.
All right, $120. You must have it paid by, I'm going to adjourn it to pay January 27th, 2022 at 10:30 a.m. As long as you get it paid before that date and that time, you don't have to come back If you fail to get it paid, you need to come back to court, okay, on that date and at that time.
Okay, Your Honor. Thank
All
you.
right, you failed to show up and you failed to pay, I'm going to set aside everything that Mr. Barton just did for you, okay?
No, I'll be there in the morning.
Okay.
All right, very good. You might want to go online and pay because we're having some
Oh.
building concerns, okay?
Oh, okay. Okay.
All
Thank
right, very good. Thank you, sir. Take care.
you. Thank you, ma'am. Yep.
All right.
All right,
We're ready.
Mr. Barton, where's your last client?
Mr. Agnew, go ahead and come into screen, sir. The judge is ready for you. And go ahead and unmute yourself as well. Just make sure you stay. Thank you very much, sir. We're ready, Mr. Agnew, Your Honor.
All right, very good. I have the following matters for John Agnew. I have case number SP 106-54061, SP 120-4263, counts 1, 2, and 3. Mr. Agnew, please state your full name for me.
John Agnew.
Thank you. Mr. Barton?
Yes, Your Honor. Today's the day set and time for trial. However, the people have made an offer and my client would like to avail himself of that to have one of the charges amended to improper plates and dismiss the balance of the charges, Your Honor. He's been made aware of his rights, that he would be giving up the right to a jury trial or a bench trial, having witnesses testify for or against him, and he also understands he's giving up his right to an appeal by doing so, Your Honor.
Thank you. And is that for the no insurance? Is that correct? No proof of insurance? All right, wonderful.
That is correct.
Okay, Mr. Agnew, please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth and nothing but the truth? So help you God.
I do.
Thank you. You may place your hand down. You may proceed, Mr. Barton.
Thank you, Your Honor. Sir, I'm going to ask you on the date referencing the ticket that the judge mentioned at the beginning of the case. Were you, in fact, in the city of Detroit, county of Wayne?
Yes,
Okay, and at that time, were you stopped by an officer?
I was.
Right, and at that time, did you, in fact, have a vehicle that had improper plates?
I did.
Thank you. Will that satisfy the court, Your Honor?
I'm satisfied. Well, it was no proof of insurance that he was stopped. And so he didn't have any proof of insurance, right, Mr. Barton?
Your Honor, it was amended to...
But he has to plead to the factual basis and then I'll amend it.
Oh, I apologize, Your Honor. That is correct, yes. So, sir, you had no proof of insurance during that stop, correct?
No.
Thank you, sir. Will that satisfy the court, Your Honor?
Yes, sir. And so I'm accepting that plea of guilty. I'm amending the charge to improper plates. I'm dismissing the remaining 3 matters without prejudice with the stipulation of probable cause.
So stipulated, Your Honor. Thank you.
Those matters are dismissed and I'm ready for sentencing.
Thank you, Your Honor. We would like to apologize. Mr. Agnew was handling some home matters at the time, so we do appreciate your patience with us. And as you can see now, Mr. Agnew is upright, ready to go, and then we would appreciate any leniency you could give towards Mr. Agnew.
All right, thank you, counsel. I am assessing the cost at $225. The fine is going to be $50 and the total is $275. Mr. Agnew, how quickly can you get that paid?
Within the week.
All right, I'm going to give you, I'll adjourn this to pay to January 27th, 2022 at 10:30 a.m. Please make sure you get it paid before that date and that time. If not, you need to appear in court on Zoom. Your failure to appear on that date will result in me setting aside the offer or the plea that I've just taken on your behalf, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, wonderful. Take care. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Hold on, don't let him
All
know
right.
yet. That one that he pled to is a civil infraction. That's not a misdemeanor.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. What do we do?
Your Honor, it's the ticket. It should be the ticket
that
number.
was a
ending in
formal
61.
hearing. I messed that up. It should have been the one on 061, ending in 061.
Yes,
My
ma'am.
apologies.
Okay,
Thank
I'm
you.
sorry.
I messed that up.
That was actually my fault, Your Honor. I should have said that. I should have said that earlier. I apologize.
Okay, I'll let you take
I
responsibility.
must fall on that one. Yep. Remember me when I when I come in late one day. I don't know. Just kidding.
And what's the return pay date, Judge?
January 27th, 2022 at 10:30 a.m.
Okay, thank you.
All right, now we are all set. Thank you, Ms. Mack. Great
Thank you,
catch.
Ms. Agnew.
All right, take care, Mr. Agnew.
Thank you so much.
Team, we are finished. We are we are finished. Thank you all for getting on and taking care of business. I will see you, not Mr. Barton, but Mr. Rosenthal, Mr. Vikings. I'll see you all in the morning. Miss Mack, please let me know when you're sending over the KPS and then the show causes.
Yes, I'm almost done. I gotta enter in the last ones for the KPS, and then I'll be sending those over in a couple of minutes.
All right, wonderful. Sounds good. All right, everybody.
Well,
Take
thank you so
care.
much.
Have a good day, everyone.
All
Yeah,
right.
Okay.
real quick before I go, while I'm giving my flowers, you know, I haven't had to ask Miss Mack for a thing. I just thank you so much, Miss Mack.
Yes, thank you,
I'm
Ms.
trying to
Mack.
say, everybody else has been worrisome.
I'm just saying, since Miss Mack been here, I haven't, hey, can you send me the, nothing, not one thing.
Oh,
So,
thank you.
Ms.
I'm
Mack.
trying to keep up with y'all.
Nah,
I agree with
Good,
you.
Miss
We
Mack.
something to
Thank
keep up
you.
with too. We are something
Appreciate
to
you.
keep up with.
Yes.
All
All right,
right,
now y'all be safe. Y'all have a good one.
Mr. Barton, you are correct, though. I feel the same way. Miss
I'm
Mack
telling
always
you,
gets it done.
ask
as soon
Mr.
as-
Fikens. He knows. He's been in other courtrooms. Anyway, I'll see y'all.
Right, all right.
Good
Miss
afternoon.
Mack, if you can
Yes.
get IT, I need a number for IT because I